Israel broadcasting from Jerusalem. Now, the Weekend Report. On the line to Dr. Tal Pavel, an expert on Internet and cyber threats. And Tal, the other morning I started the newscast with the headline, Cyber Wars, key North Korean websites are reported back online after an outage that lasted hours. The U.S. was not commenting on whether it was responsible as revenge for the hacking attack on Sony Pictures, for which North Korea was blamed. There were suspicions as well that North Korea was responsible for a cyber attack on South Korea's nuclear power plant operator. Tal, this is in fact a cyber war, isn't it?
Definitely, but it's not the first time. I think one of the first incidents of cyber warfare was April 2007 during a cyber attack. Allegedly, it's the same thing here. It was allegedly came from Russia against Estonia. The main characteristic is the same. We do not have a smoking gun. We do not know who made this cyber attack. Not in April 2007, and not in those days against Sony.
What I've been hearing is that, North Korea may not have the technology to be able to do that. It was some joint effort, perhaps with Iran, for example.
Few things. First of all, I do not know if someone knows the real capabilities of the North Koreans regarding cyber. Perhaps we know something about the nuclear activities, but I do not know how much do we know about the cyber capabilities. That's the first thing. The second, as we said earlier, perhaps we'll never know whether the North Koreans are behind this cyber attack against Sony, as well as perhaps we will never know whether the U.S. is behind the shutdown of the internet in North Korea at the beginning of this week. Regarding the possibility, the cooperation that perhaps was made in this cyber attack, well, perhaps that North Korea developed its own cyber capabilities to create cyber attack and cyber warfare, alongside with its nuclear capabilities. By the way, I regard both of these fields, cyber and the nuclear one, as kind of a balance, kind of a doomsday, because both are giving the modern state capability to damage the infrastructure of a modern state completely.
So perhaps the way that people sometimes make that correlation between North Korea and Iran in the nuclear field, to take your point one step further, maybe there is in fact cyber cooperation between North Korea and Iran.
So, we may say something else, that first of all, perhaps there is a collaboration between North Korea and Iran on two levels. First of all, the nuclear level, and the second one in the cyber level. Second thing, perhaps there is a cooperation and collaboration between North Korea and Russia, or perhaps China. The major thing is what we call the attribution problem, that we do not know exactly what happened. Never, or most of the time, because we have no evidence and no smoking gun. And I'm always said that...
You said that a couple of times, but I'm wondering, excuse me, Tal, if that's the case, how is it that we hear, for example, in American news reports that the U.S. authorities are saying whatever they're saying, whether it be North Korea or together with other countries, as you pointed out? Is that because they're trying to reach a conclusion, the American authorities are trying to reach a conclusion that they can't really reach, but they say so anyway?
Well, I do hope that when the U.S. government declared that definitely that without any hesitation that North Korea stands behind this cyber attack, I do hope that they have the relevant proof and they know what I'm talking about. but we, the end users, perhaps will never know who is behind this attack and some others. But the interesting thing is this cyber attack against Sony. It's not really cyber warfare because it didn't create damage to the infrastructure of the state. Because we know that perhaps huge amount of data was stolen from Sony computers or servers.
For example, very embarrassing emails, if I'm not mistaken, among other things.
Yes, but I'm holding here an article published yesterday with the title "Chinese hacker target Japanese bank. Cyber criminals steal 16 million in 6 months." Well, it's completely different things. Here, and we heard nothing about it. We know that Chinese hackers target Japanese banks and cause real damage. I do not know if the cost of the damage to Sony is equivalent to $60 million in damage.
But the question is, Tal, whether this is just the beginning. In other words, if they can do it to Hollywood, if they can do it to Sony Pictures, they could do it potentially to other governments. For example, the South Korean story where the nuclear power plant operator, a cyber attack on that can cause real damage.
Exactly. And this is a major point that I want to emphasize. Shutting down the internet in North Korea, it's not cyber warfare. The ability to breach Sony and to steal the data, whatever it will be, it's not a cyber warfare or cyber damage. Cyber damage, as far as I see it, it's creating damage to the infrastructure, to creating damage to the physical life of the civilians, of businesses, of corporations, of the governmental institutions. By creating damage, as was published at the beginning of this week, to German metal factory by cyber attack, which caused real physical damage to the factory, this is purely cyber attack.
Part 2 of Dr. Tal Pavel, expert on Internet and cyber threats, tomorrow morning on the 6:30 News. The Weather Bureau says that tonight there could be local showers in the north of the country.